Women Innovators. Interviews with women with big messages and big missions, sharing their stories to inspire you to live your passion and step up to make the world a better place. Here's your host, Tami Patzer.
Hi, everyone. This is Tami Patzer, and I'm really excited because today's guest is Karissa Williams, and she is the creator of Daily 365 Daily Hustle, and she's a boss babe. So this is going to be a fun conversation. Let me just tell you a little bit about Karissa. She is a health and wellness expert, certified life, health, mindset, and master coach, personal trainer, motivational speaker, ultimate hustler, and like I said, the creator of 365 Daily Hustle. She helps people by motivating them, educating them, and inspiring them to live their best life with her unique wellness and life coaching programs. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you, Karissa, because I would really like to know more about what your business is and how you help people.
All right. Well, thank you so much for having me on. It's a pleasure. I love being able to tell people about what I do and how I help other women boss up. Yes, I'm the owner and creator and boss babe of 365 Daily Hustle. And what I do is I help stressed out, overwhelmed, career-focused women create better work-life balance. I help them reset, refocus, and readjust on what's most important to them so that they can achieve whatever, like their life of their dreams, their success. We build healthy habits that support self-care, healthy living, and of course then career growth. So I work with clients a couple different ways. I'm not sure if we'll get into that, but I work with them on a VIP level, which is more one-to-one. I also have group coaching programs that are tailored towards group coaching. It's a little bit more affordable than the VIP coaching. And then, you mentioned I love being able to share my story as a motivational speaker and just really inspire and motivate other women to be able to boss up and live their best life too. So, it's a little bit about what I do, and I can go into more about how I help them if you'd like.
Yes, I'm really interested because I can feel your energy coming through, and I'm in Florida. Where are you?
I am in Bellevue, Nebraska, is where we are currently. That's where my home is.
So we're at least a couple thousand miles away, yet I can feel that positive energy coming through. So when you're working with women, and you said it, you said women who are like stressed out, overworked, tired, and most of us are because, we're juggling all of these different things. So if you were to give like 3 of your best tips to the audience listening right now, what would those tips be?
I would have to, it's kind of how I structured my coaching program, because I've come from the darkness and into the light. Like I've gone through so much childhood trauma and teenage crap and setbacks and hurdles, just like a lot of women do. But I've learned that through the years, just being able to, take care of myself first. So that's a big thing that I had to learn to shift my mindset around, as far as, when I was younger, I just wanted to be the perfect mom, the perfect wife, the perfect career woman. And I just had these standards, these expectations that were just unrealistic of me. And the only way that I could even do it all was to put myself last. And I didn't realize I was doing it at first. So I really have, over the last 5 or 6 years, started to shift around filling my bucket first, filling my cup first, and then I can pour out, like you feel that energy, that positive vibe. That's what I was giving to everyone except for myself. I wasn't loving myself. My inner game, I like to say, wasn't matching my outer game. And unfortunately, it was taking its toll on me, my health, and my family. Everyone else was getting the best version of me except for me. And I hit rock bottom. I was burnt out every night and I had no time for myself. As a mom, I would always say, I'll get to me later. Let me get the kids to bed. Let me spend some time with the husband. And then I'll have my own hour to do whatever it is that I want to do. And it just never happened. 8:00 happens and I'm like, falling asleep on the couch, and then day in and day after, it wasn't the life I wanted to be living. So self-care, meaning mind, body, spirit self-care, not just working out, not just physically taking care of your body, but, stimulating your mind, creating mental toughness, resilience, just true self-care in the kind of all aspects of life. So that would probably be a huge key to my success, or a big tip that I would say is a non-negotiable. Another one is healthy habits. So I used to weigh over 213 pounds, and, through about 8 years worth of building solid habits for myself, I have learned to create like sustainability with my weight. I no longer am at battle with, is my weight going to come back? Is it, I've just created such solid habits. So I guess the tip would be to get your health in check. When I weighed as much as I did, I hated my body. I hated, I had zero confidence. I didn't have a lot of self-worth in me. I was like, I can't do that. Like, the negative talk just almost consumed my life. And it wasn't until then, I started losing the weight, and I realized I'm never going to be happy with the weight loss until everything else too starts, working and getting healthier. But it wasn't just about working out and eating good. It became, I need to sleep. I need to take care of myself. It's a full gamut of habits that truly support living my best life. And I'm telling you, Tammy, I'm living my best life right now, in the best shape of my life, mentally, physically, emotionally, and it feels damn good. And then third tip would have to be, is probably, honestly, is life is too short, is a big lesson that my mom taught me when I lost her at such a younger age, was that she was the biggest boss babe I knew. She was the hustler. She did whatever it needed to do, which is why I'm a workaholic, and work and addicted to my work. But what she taught me when I lost her is that moments, I cannot take advantage of them. I really need to stop working so much and enjoy, stop and smell the roses, enjoy the life. The journey isn't all about the destination and like how many check marks can I get off my to-do list, or how many goals can I crush? Because that was my mindset for a long time, always going. And instead I was like, I need to enjoy the process. The biggest lesson, stop, enjoy who's in my life right now, because I can't cuddle up next to, a fire with someone I love if I've put everyone else last and just put my work first. So it's really truly balancing, living in the moment as well as, crushing those goals, going after them.
Listening to you, you said it first, and I think it's a problem that many of us have. How do you put you first when you have, kids, a job, a spouse or a loved one, animals, the house, all of the things that are, one time I counted, I needed to be 23 different people to get everything done. Yes. So when you say put yourself first with the mind, body, soul experience, how do you do that? How would somebody, like today, if they're like, okay, right now I'm trapped at home, I can't go anywhere, but I have to homeschool my kids. My husband can't work either, or my spouse can't work, or my significant other. We're all here and they all want my attention, yet I need to be doing all these other things. Mm-hmm. How do you put yourself first? I really want to know.
Yeah. Well, first off, it's never going to be perfect. And the day is never going to be like, hey, I got it all right today. So let's throw out the expectation too that everything's going to be perfect. I think women, we have such high expectations for ourselves, and dang it, if we don't achieve it, then we get into this guilt trip and shame and blame and judgmental. And it's just, it's not healthy. So I think when not to like promote coaching, but almost every part of my life, it's about accountability. And if I can't hold myself accountable to taking some time to myself and not feel guilty about it, I have to have someone to help me. And I say that because I have a coach, right? And as I always say, I'm a recovering workaholic. So that means sometimes I go back to working. I'm like, stop, why am I doing this so much? Is I have a coach. I have, my best friend. He helps me, he helps me remind me that like some things are more important. Some things are more important than constantly like getting the schoolwork done with the kids. You know what? They'll be just fine. I'm not an educator. I will do my best, but I have to lower the expectation for myself. So I guess at the end of the day, to answer that, it's finding yourself an accountability partner until it becomes a habit. Someone has to, and not just a friend who will let you slide when you don't feel like getting up in the morning, because that's what friends do. And that's the beauty of a coach, is she's going to say, you know what, that's awesome that, you have a great tribe of friends, but why? Like, what are the excuses that you're coming up with? And it doesn't matter. You don't have to start your day off that way. Like, you can end your day. You can midday break when the kids are napping. You can go outside. You can soak up some sunshine, whatever it is. But I think you have to figure out what it is that you like to do for self-care first. And it can literally be 5 or 10 minute meditation every day. It could be sitting, outside when it is warm. I'm thinking it's warm here in Nebraska. So it's like sitting outside and just soaking up the sunshine and breathing. It doesn't have to be some amazing task. It's kind of like food. Healthy food doesn't have to be a 5-star gourmet, meal. Healthy food is just simple, clean food. So that's a hard one. It's a hard thing to answer. And the biggest thing I do with my clients is I help hold them accountable. Like every week we have some kind of self-care activity that, I'm holding them accountable to. I have a huge, as you can tell, I'm a big promoter of self-care. So I'm actually in the month of April on my Facebook page, I have a self-love club. It's all women's only club. But we're in the process of a 30-day self-care challenge. And because that's the biggest thing when I get people that ask me, well, they're like, if I had time, that's always the biggest thing, is I don't have time for self-care. That's the number one probably excuse that I hear. And I'm like, well, if I can do it, you can do it. And I have kids and we have a job and I have a dog and I wear all those hundreds of hats just like you. But it's figuring out what's the priority. And half the time I have to figure out the women's why. Most women just want to be the best for their kids. Their kids won't have you if you let yourself go and you have zero energy. Who's really getting the best version of you? My kids were not when I was burnt out and stressed out. They weren't. They were getting irritable Karissa who yelled at them all the time, who nothing was right. Put your shoes away. Like, it's not about that. So, I would say finding an accountability partner to help you until it becomes a habit.
I think that's really good advice, because we all need some type of a support system and somebody to talk to. So I did want to ask you about, how do you work with people? You mentioned that you have some group coaching programs and then you have your one-on-one programs. And then you mentioned the group, that 30-day challenge, the self-care challenge. So tell me more about the 365 daily hustle and the Boss Babe and what programs that you do have, and maybe just a little bit about each one and how somebody might work with you within the context of those.
Okay. Yep. So I don't just work locally. I work, I have clients all over. And so really I find when you're trying to find a life or a health coach or a holistic coach, whatever kind of coach you're needing, a career coach, I would always say have a conversation with them, because I do feel like the personalities have to match. And so that's what I do. I always offer a strategy call, and that's a 45-minute free coaching session that is for me just as much as for them. We have to, I always say it's a partnership when you work with a coach, whether it's a group or one-on-one. And so you have to find a coach that your style matches. I'm pretty direct. I'm pretty open and honest. I also bring energy and meditation to my practice and just mindfulness. I'm a huge mindfulness, believer. So it's a good combination of both, but your personalities do have to match. So that free strategy call is for any, of course, I ask them to fill out an intake form. And through that intake form, if they're a qualified woman that I would work with, then I would schedule that strategy call with them. Sometimes people are looking for a dietitian or a personal trainer or, something other than what I'm doing. And then it's not going to be beneficial for us to meet at all. So once we have that 45-minute strategy session, and I'm like, yes, I'm excited to work with her. Like, I just you feel it, like you're jiving, you're like, oh, and you're feeding off of each other. And you're like, yes, I want to work with this woman. So then I give her the option. So VIP, I have a signature program called Frazzled to Focused. And that is, again, most of me is career-focused working women, whether you have children or whether you don't. But honestly, as a recovering workaholic, I know what it's like for someone to say, you know what, stop working so much. Like, that's not going to happen. So we need to find a good mix. And I love my kids, but I could never stay at home. I'm just not a stay-at-home mama. So it really is, I'm tailored towards the professional woman, the executive, the one who's on several boards. She wears several hats. She's trying to be the best version for everyone except for herself. So Frazzled to Focus, depending on her needs, there's never a one size fits all. My life's totally different from your life, Tammy, and your life's totally different from, the lady next door. Even though we could all have kids, we could all have a career, we could all be busy. Our lives are totally different. Honestly, it's whatever we hold to be like really important to us is what we work towards. So first off, we always kind of identify what is important to us. Is it my work? Is it my family? Is it connection? Is it community, volunteering? And then once we know what our top 5 priorities are, then we break it down. So I am all about self-care. So I'm going to teach you self-care practices until that becomes habitual. We're going to talk about maybe you're a great eater and you know how to feed your body, but you can't, and you're a good workout, but you have no idea like how you could up level, your sleep, your stress, your just overall well-being. So depending on what you need in career growth, some women, we just need a fresh perspective to be like, oh, I didn't even think about that. I could totally crush my year-end goals if I just shifted just a hair. So my background's in marketing and HR. So I'm a little analytical, a little creative, and then just to be a total badass. So I love helping women boss up. So Frazzled to Focus is just one-on-one laser coaching sessions. It's me listening to you, offering fresh perspectives, and then each week holding you accountable to what's important to you. So if you may not need career help, but you really need self-care help, like that's all we're going to work on then for 12 sessions. So I either work with clients 90 days or 180 days. I do have a la carte options, but that's only after you've already kind of set the foundation for some good solid work. My Reclaim Your Best Life is my group coaching. And I love group coaching because it allows me to work with more women during the 1 hour and 90 minutes versus just one. And similar concept, but it's predominantly tailored towards more self-care and healthy living. I wouldn't throw in someone who didn't need any, food or honoring hunger and fullness and learning how to meditate. Like I wouldn't mix the groups. I wouldn't mix women who are getting out of a divorce and trying to find themselves again with health and wellness. But Reclaim Your Best Life, similar thing. There's 12 sessions. And what I love about that is that you come together as a community, right? Like once a couple sessions in, the girls on the call, because we do it all through Zoom, and you start to build this connection, this community. So now you don't just have me helping hold you accountable, but 3 or 4 sessions in, you're like, hey, you're reaching out to your other tribe members, and you're like, I'm really having a hard time this week. And then it's just not just the support of me. And I think that that's probably the number one thing that my group women, like they love knowing that they can connect with other women. And the biggest thing is I thought I was the only one struggling with that. And I'm like, oh, newsflash, babe. We are all struggling with something, and we can all learn and grow from each other's experiences. So I love group coaching for that reason. I mentioned Self-Love Club. So that is a club on Facebook. So I have 365 Daily Hustle. That's kind of for the general public, if you had to say. And then I created the Self-Love Club, and I'm really trying to grow that, really actively trying to grow that. And I started the club because I realized that if women wanted to ask me a question or wanted to connect with other women, they're not just connecting with men. They're not connecting with, my family and friends. Like normal small businesses start with, asking their friends and family to like their pages. Like it truly is, it's vetted. There's the questions. Are you a boss babe? What kind of boss babe are you? Are you a mother? How many kids? So I kind of ask them that. Once they get in there and they're accepted, then they can show up for themselves. So with this whole pandemic, one of my biggest things was my gym is closed and I have nowhere to go. And I noticed the need in the community. They were like, I don't even know what to do, but I really want to work out. And it's kind of cold here at the time. So I said, you know what? Every morning at 6 a.m., I will do a free workout for you ladies. So every morning at 6 a.m., I'm in my living room doing an in-home workout, providing women who need some help with creating some workouts at home. Just April was the month because it's my birthday month. So I thought, what a better way to celebrate my birthday month than to just douse me with lots of self-care. And so I created the whole 30-day self-care challenge in that group. We're on day 23. So I'm just a huge supporter of that. I think the more women can do that, more self-care, then they can start to reap the benefits at the end of the 30 days. Oh, I really feel proud. I gave myself 5 minutes a day to do X or whatever it is. So that's kind of about the different 3 groups that I offer, kind of like free level, group level, VIP. I'm totally ready to boss up level.
Well, speaking of boss up, Tam Luc has an entire boss up program, and where you're actually going to be featured in the book about boss up. And so I wanted to know what inspired you to become part of that program.
Tam reaches out. Super funny story. She reached out and she got scheduled on my calendar. I don't know if my assistant did it or mixed up, but she got scheduled as a strategy call. And so when I go to hop on, I'm thinking she's someone who needs a coach. And she all of a sudden kind of takes the stage like a boss does. And she's like, hey, Karissa, I can't wait to tell you more about what I've got going on. I'm like, what? Hello? What is this? This is supposed to be me coaching you. So it's kind of funny, but she walked me through her vision for, Boss Up book, and this event, this summit, this virtual summit. And all she had to do is tell me a little bit about her mission and what she, enjoys doing. And I was like, heck yes, I am all on board. What inspired me the most, I think, is because it's very much similar to my mission, right? I want women to feel like they have a way out of whatever it is that they're going through. So when I speak on stage, it's all about hitting the reset. That's one of my topics is how to hit the reset when times get tough. But there she is. She told me, she said, some women either boss up or they don't. So how do you know when to boss up? I said, you know what? I'm all for this. I want to be involved. What can I do? Sign me up. Let's go. I would love to be featured. I'm honored to be featured. I'm like, out of all those women, why me? And she's like, honest, she read my bio back. I'm like, wow, you really did read it. And I was like, heck yes, I'm all on board. And I'd be honored to help. If my story can inspire another woman to get out of an abusive relationship, awesome. If my story can help a woman who's working and making 6 figures but hates what she does and leave what she's doing to pursue her side hustle, heck yeah. I just want to inspire women to live their best lives no matter what that looks like. And so the Boss Up's all about it. So I'm like, heck yes, sign me up.
Well, that's really super because like the Boss Up program, you also define what a woman innovator is, a leader, maker, or giver who makes a daily difference. So you are someone who is out there really sharing that big message and big mission. So I'm honored to be interviewing you. And again, like I said, I can feel your energy coming through the call, and I'm sure everybody else can. So before I let you go, what is the best way to reach out to you and connect?
Yeah. So I'm actually, I have an amazing website. The 365 Daily Hustle is getting a facelift, a full tummy tuck, the whole shebang, new logo, new colors. Because when I started 365, it was a blog page. And so over the years, I've become the coach and the author and the speaker. And so I'm getting the facelift, but yes, 365dailyhustle.com is the best way to get a hold of me. In fact, if you are a busy working mama who's stressed out and overwhelmed, I have a free 10 strategies to create better work-life balance ebook. 25 pages long on my best strategies to get you to live your best life. So you can always enroll and put your information in there, and I'm happy to send you that ebook for free. The other way would be Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn are big platforms for me that I'm always on. But the website, honestly, you can book a call, you can schedule a session, I love collaborating with other women. I love hearing their stories. So there's even a spot that says, let's collaborate, like no work involved. Let's just kind of inspire each other to live their best lives. So my website is probably the best way to get a hold of me besides Facebook and LinkedIn.
Perfect. Well, with that, I just want to say thank you so much. I learned a lot. And again, I feel very inspired.
Yay!
So thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Tammy.
Everyone, this is Tami Patzer. Go make it a beautiful day.
You've been listening to Women Innovators with Tami Patzer. To learn more, please go to womeninnovatorsradio.com. And please do subscribe and share to spread the big messages and big missions to change the world.